Last thing we're gonna talk about is the Saint 82. Jesus said, "He who is near me is near the fire, and he who is far from me is far from the kingdom." That means you're near the fire, you're close to Jesus. And if you're far from Jesus, that just means that you're far from the kingdom. The way to interpret this is basically the stage where you're going from the old version of yourself to the new version of yourself. It is the battle that you have to do to go to the next level. And during those times when you think that it can't go any better, believe me or not, that's when you're the closest to Jesus. But on the other hand, if you're not trying to improve your life and you're not going through that battle at all, you're far from the fire, which means you're far from achieving your goals. And if you don't achieve your goals, you'll never feel the emotion that resonates with heaven. And if you're far from the kingdom, you're far from Jesus. So know that when you try to change and you're faced with adversity, Jesus is actually with you. That's when you're the closest to him, not when nothing is happening into your life externally. Because as soon as you try to change the internal, watch how the external will just go crazy. But it's normal. It's just the old version of yourself that is fighting back. And he's fighting you back because he knows exactly you're close to Jesus. If you let him beat you, you're gonna be far from Jesus, which means far from the kingdom. I'm sure you've experienced this. You try to improve in your life, but it seems like there's just outside force stopping you. You're failing for no reason, even though you have everything right already. You keep getting L after L. Well, those are the exact time when you're closer to Jesus. And he said it, not me. In the Bible, there is a story where Moses was sent to free the chosen people. They were getting oppressed by Pharaoh. Pharaoh represents doubt, anxiety, fear, apathy, hell, and overthinking. In order for Moses to save them, he had to get them out. And they had to cross the Red Sea. It's by crossing that sea that they were able to escape the oppression of Pharaoh. The Bible is not just a book full of story, it's also a book of state of consciousness. So it means that you going through doubt, anxiety, fear, apathy, hell, and overthinking, you going through those situations, you going through those emotions is just you crossing the Red Sea. You cannot get saved if you don't cross that sea. Because that's how the chosen people, they got saved. So I'm not one of those religious people that's gonna tell you that you will never feel those emotions. No, the goal is not to feel them. The goal is to overcome them. The goal is to cross your Red Sea so that you can finally be saved and get whatever you want. Because remember what we talked earlier, if you don't have what you want, it will eventually kill you. It will kill you if you resonate with the emotion of the devil. And then you just live a miserable life for the rest of the time. And I'm sure you do not want that. The old version of yourself will actually try his absolute best to make you feel those emotions on a daily basis. But all you have to do is to overcome them. You just need to understand that's a period of your life where you actually need to cross your Red Sea. And you cannot get saved if you do not cross Red Sea. Because, let's be honest, you don't want to get oppressed by Pharaoh. You don't want to get oppressed by those emotions until you get old and die. You can actually live an amazing life if you follow Jesus' teaching. And I will give you a few steps on how to cross the Red Sea peacefully. The techniques is found in Psalms 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." That means that in order for you to find God, you first need to be still. Being still just means you need to reach theta wave. That is just a brain wave. You gotta calm down your brain because you gotta sit like this. If you wanna take the bus need to stop first, then you catch it. Same as the word of God. If your brain waves are not chilling, you'll never hear God. So that's why it says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Being still just means reaching theta state. And the way you reach theta state is you go into a complete silence. You close your eyes and you do nothing for 30 minutes. Make sure there is no noise, nobody is bothering you. Set an alarm. 30 minutes is usually what I recommend. If you cannot do 30 minutes, start with 10, then 15, then 20, then 30. Progress little by little. And that's by being in that absolute relaxed mode that you're gonna reach theta wave. Once you reach that theta wave, now you can start to imagine your perfect circumstance. If you feel doubt, anxiety, fear, apathy, and you feel like you're in hell and you're overthinking everything, just reach theta. Because I'm telling you, you're gonna find God. The way it works is basically like, once you feel negative emotion, you cannot tell yourself positive things right away. You first need to calm down those emotions. And the way you calm down those emotions is by reaching theta state. The way you calm down all of those emotions, the way you cross your Red Sea peacefully is by entering theta state. Personally, me, I do it as soon as I wake up and just before going to sleep. And if I have time, in the middle of the day. The more you're in theta state, the more God will be able to send you intuition, which is nothing more than inner guidance on how to get whatever you want. You gotta understand that God is within you and he knows all the answer that you need to know in order to go to the next level. Once you reach that state, eventually you will feel neutral. Those emotions will not feel as strong as before anymore. And it's only after that that you can start to imagine your perfect circumstance. So let's say you're going on date back to back to back, or you're going to relationship, but you're still failing, getting hit with rejection and breakup non-stop. Well, those emotions, they need to calm down first in order for you to progress. And the way you calm them down is by reaching theta states. Let those emotions marinate. Do not avoid them. Do not just distract yourself with alcohol, other girls, or partying. No, you need to sit with emotion, because if you don't sit with emotion, your emotion will completely destroy you. You may think that you just send them in the back of your head, but they're going straight to your subconscious. The subconscious mind runs 90% of your behavior. Same if, let's say, you run a business or you try to make more money. You keep failing, and then you're gonna feel those negative emotions. It's just you crossing your Red Sea. But in order to cross your Red Sea, you need to know how to cross your Red Sea. So once you feel those emotions, you need to sit with them. Let those emotions come up. Do not revolt them. I'm sure people don't think about bad thought because you're gonna have a bad reality. Well, you have to go through this process in order for you to change your reality. Like it or not, that's just the way life is. Immerse yourself into those negative emotions, and trust me, eventually you'll reach neutrality. As soon as those emotions calm down, it's only then that you can imagine the perfect circumstance. Imagine yourself in that perfect relationship. Imagine yourself making the amount of money. Imagine yourself having a successful business. And from there, you can rise and do whatever your intuition told you to do. And your intuition is nothing more than the voice in your head that's telling you go to the grocery store when you have nothing more left. It's the same voice that tells you go to the gas station because you have no gas in your car. It's that same voice that's gonna exactly tell you on how to go to the next level in your life, whether it's a better relationship, better career, or more money. Whatever you want. Literally whatever you want. You want a better car, you want a pet house, you want a supercar, you want a villa, whatever. This is how you get it. Practice this every day and you'll be able to cross your Red Sea. You'll be able to overcome doubt, anxiety, fear, apathy, hell, and overthinking. And if you're in absolute hell right now where nothing is going good in your life, I have a whole video that's gonna help you go through it. I'll put in the description as well. And if you wanna make those teachings work faster, link in the description. I will happily help you. Other than that, peace.